keep your season going, whichever one you're in, by mixing up different plants and containers. It's a fun way, and it's probably one of the quickest, easiest way that you can get a whole lot of color, a whole lot of continuity in your garden, and some surprises. So let's get it going. First off is the potting mixture. Remember, it all starts with that. So in my trug, I've got some potting soil. I'm going to add in some palm peat, all right, a good few handfuls of that, a handful of organic pellets, and you can even go with 2 handfuls, it doesn't really matter. And I'm adding in some water retention granules, and these really do help the soil and the plants, especially during those very, very hot summer days. Right, that's our mixture. Give it a good mix. Alrighty, that should do the job. Let's move that to the side and let's get our pot. We've got a lovely terracotta pot, nice big drainage hole, and the first thing that we want to do is pop in some crocks at the base of the pot, just over the drainage hole, and what that's going to do is just stop the soil from falling through. Right, those are in, fantastic. Now we add in some soil. Right, that should be ample to get started. It's only about halfway through because we've got this beautiful big foxglove to get in first. He's got quite a big bag, so always work your level according to the biggest size bag of the plants that you've got. Make sense? Right, let's get going. This is a beautiful foxy called Camelot. Now, Camelot are one of the new hybrids of the foxies, and you can see that there's a lot more give in it here. Many, many more flower spikes to come. It's not only about the one, but look at that height. They've come in these beautiful pale colors, which I simply adore. And remember, if you live in the colder parts of South Africa, you know that this foxy will go on as a true perennial for next year and the year after. Fantastic. Ah, it is really a beaut. Okay, next up I've got this spectacular dianthus. I mean, look at dianthus. They've come so far in terms of breeding and varieties that you can get. This little guy over here is called Jolt, Magic Pink. Very little single flowers, so you can even use it as a cut flower, plant it into the garden because it goes on as a true perennial. When it's finished flowering, just simply prune that dead flower stalk off a bit and away it goes, to continue right throughout the season. Alrighty, there we go, looking beautiful. Dianthus just really softens it, and it almost froths with all its flowers. Really lovely, and there's a lot more give to come in this plant, and we know that if we deadhead appropriately and often enough, that it's just going to continue right throughout the season. Right, next up. This little baby that's going in here is a lavender. It's called Sidoni Spanish Eye. Now, it's not a typical lavender that we know. It's got a very flat leaf. You can see that very flat flowers, flat leaf, and then the little clusters of mauve flowers. And it really is a tough customer, sometimes also known as the Australian lavender, but a really happy lavender that copes with very hot, dry conditions. That's looking gorgeous over there. And sticking with the pinks, I've got this little brachycomb. Brachycomb, we commonly know it as the little blue daisy, but there's a variety of pink, and there's also beautiful white, and cascading in nature. Oh, look, and it's just going to be picking up the pinks and the blues, very soft and gentle. All that's left for me to do now is just fill in the gaps in between where I need to add a bit more soil, and then I've got one more thing to add in. All right, plants are in. Now for the final little bit of surprise for later in the season. Remember, we've got this instant looking gorgeous. Bah! Secret weapon. Add in some bulbs. There's always a bulb for a season. And in this case, I've got some gladiola. It's a beautiful color. Oh, It's got a bit of flecks. I've got yellow, pale yellow, like pale yellow with a little bit of pink in it. Really gorgeous. Bulbs are so easy, guys. And all I'm going to do is take them. Look, it even shows you which is the upside. And all I'm going to do is take them and pop them in between the spaces here. So while this is busy growing and doing its thing, these bulbs are going to start pushing through. And later in the season, give me another surprise. I love it. All right, folks, pot is done. All I need to do is find it a gorgeous space with enough sunlight. Remember, all of these plants enjoy loads of sun to get into its right position, and then a little bit of cleaning up. Sometimes the best part of potting up and DIYs is getting to use efficient tools. You're probably thinking, really, Tanya, a vacuum cleaner? But let me tell you, a wet dry vacuum cleaner is the way to go. This bad boy gets rid of dust, dirt, liquids, and is perfect for using outdoors and even indoors. With a host of switchable attachments, you can clean in the most efficient way. Not only can you use this guy to suck up potting soil, it can even be used as a blower by simply moving the suction tube to the exhaust port. But what I'm genuinely impressed about is the wet vacuuming. Remove the dust bag and air filter, and you can clean mucky ponds and bird baths effortlessly. When done, just pour the water into your garden beds or pots. I love it.